Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sam here, back with another video. I want to start a new series called Sam Rants. I don't know how often I'm going to upload them, but basically what this series is going to be is me just talking about recent games that I've played, or popular games, or just really anything. It doesn't even have to be about games. This one is going to be about games, though. I want to start the series talking about the most popular app out there, Pokemon Go. Um, I look around and I talk to all my friends and my family that used to play. I've seen posts on social media, and they're all asking, is Pokemon Go dead? They are all saying they've all deleted the apps, nobody plays anymore, nobody cares. But let's just talk about it for a minute. Pokemon Go was released July 6th of last year. I'm a day one player. I got it the same day it came out, and as soon as I got it, I walked around the block for like 2.5 hours, even though it was 8 o'clock by the time I realized I got the game. And so the game has only been out for, as the time of this recording, about 10 months, a little under 11. Pokemon Go is a partnership, right, between Niantic and the Pokemon Company. They work together to create Pokemon Go. Niantic is a company that used to work for Google. They separated, and they made a game called Ingress. If you guys hadn't checked it out, I actually played a little bit of that before Pokemon Go, and it was fun. It was a tactical game. It was also AR. It used real-world locations, and what that did is you had to go around and capture these little bases, portals, whatever, and link them up to try and defend your territory. And that's how Ingress worked. And basically, Pokemon Go is kind of just a reskin of Ingress, where you had the bases, instead you have Pokestops. Instead of some of the items, you have your Pokeballs and your potions and all that. So, Pokemon Go is just reskinned Ingress. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of lazier on their part, but since they started Pokemon Go, they've almost given up with Ingress. Last I checked, I mean, they still update, but it's not as frequent as it was. But that's to be expected. They realize Pokemon Go makes them a lot more money. I don't remember how much they made, but they made a lot. Another thing about Pokemon Go is it's still in beta. Like, if you look on the Android's version store, the Android store, and look at what version the phone is, the game is, it's 0.63.1. That beginning 0 means that it is still in beta and has not fully released. If that was a 1, then that would be the first full release of the game. So, because of this, they don't have everything that they want. I don't know when they're going to release the game. Nobody really does. I doubt even they know when they're fully going to release the game. They probably have a schedule, but schedules get fall behind, or they can get pushed forward. It's just whatever. The reason they are still in beta, the reason that they released the game even though they said they wouldn't, I think, is because when Pokemon Go was first getting released, somebody dropped an APK file. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically just the source code for the game. It lets you download and play the game, but you get to do it for practically free. So I think to try and combat that, they realized that people were already playing the game where they shouldn't, and they didn't really like that. So instead they just decided to start releasing the game how it was. And that's why all the hype was kind of, I mean, it was great, it was really fun, but they didn't have so much of what people wanted. They didn't have trading, they didn't have breeding or real-time PvP. It was all gym battles, and that's not really what they wanted. So everybody all the hardcore Pokemon fans, they stayed, but then the casual Pokemon fans left. And so many people were playing that even the people that didn't really know what Pokemon was, the people that didn't care, or they didn't even like Pokemon, they got the game anyway because all of these other people were playing. So obviously they were going to drop, The casual Pokemon fans might have dropped. I'm actually a casual fan, and I still play on occasion. I don't play as often as the game first released, but that's because they don't have what I want yet. But I still fully believe in Pokemon. I still have the game downloaded rather than getting rid of it. Another thing is they still update about once a month, sometimes even twice, just depends on what their updates are. And the majority of the time, at least recently, their updates have been country releases or language support because they are still trying to release across the nation. And I think that's really cool. I mean, it's kind of frustrating because I'm a selfish person. I live in the US, and I want a lot of what they don't yet have. But it's still nice that they are trying to release to the rest of the world before trying to make the game really better. I feel like they probably have two teams split up. One team is for the country release, or world release, national release, and the other team is for the actual gameplay. So you have two groups working, but you don't. One team is a little more frequent because it's a little more important right now. And that's okay. However, I would really like to see trading and breeding in real-time PvP in the game. Trading is such a fundamental feature of Pokemon. Like, that has been in since the very beginning. And without trading, a lot of people just don't really care. That's how most people get a lot of their Pokemon. They don't actually catch them all. They trade a lot of their Pokemon that they have multiples of to try and get Pokemon that they don't have, and that's how Pokemon should work. And it's just really upsetting that they don't have that yet. Breeding, that's another thing. Like, Ditto, that's the Pokemon that everybody breeds with because it's gelatinous disgustingness, but can be anything. So if you want those multiples for that trading, then you can just breed like your Charmander with Ditto, and then you have a bunch of Charmanders, and you can trade them off for like a Bulbasaur that you never caught. Gen 2's already out. So if you don't have a Bulbasaur by now, you don't play as often as you should. But that's another thing. I don't believe they should have released Gen 2. Not when they didn't even have legendaries, they didn't have the breeding or trading or PvP. Why would you release another generation if you're not finished with the first one yet? That just doesn't make any sense to me. And I guess I'm happy that they got Ditto out before releasing Gen 2, but I still don't understand why they wouldn't release the legendaries before Gen 2. Because I'm assuming how it's going to work is they have each team, Instinct, Mystic, and Valor, they all have their corresponding birds. So I assume everybody is only going to get one bird, and that's going to depend on what team you have. I am Team Mystic, go blue. So I'm going to get Articuno, and that's cool. I like Articuno, but I kind of wish I would have picked yellow. I know I can change, but I don't want to, because Zapdos is actually my favorite of the three birds, but, you know, Zapdos is kind of the most common, and everybody loves fucking Zapdos. Whatever. Another thing that I wish Pokemon Go would do that I feel like would help them is they need to let the lower levels do more. They can catch Pokemon, that's great, everybody can do that. They can now train their own gyms, that's fantastic, awesome. But honestly, I find training gyms incredibly boring. And what's the point of training a gym if you're like Team Instinct and you're running level 10s all over the place and nobody can get any Pokemon in? All these like level 8s to 20s anymore, like every Pokemon anywhere has a level 30 trainer. And that's kind of bullshit. No, none of the lower levels are able to do anything anymore as far as gyms go, because all these higher levels are in the gyms and they can't even scratch the first Pokemon, let alone the next 9 of them. And it's not fair to them. But I don't know, there's not a whole lot that they can really do about that without making everybody else unfair. So I don't know. I guess they're shit out of luck. Whatever. Um, Another thing that actually the biggest thing that I want in Pokemon Go, even more than trading and breeding and real-time PvP, though real-time PvP would be amazing. I would love to be able to battle my friends with the Pokemon that I have. The thing that I want more than anything in Pokemon Go is Fitbit use. I want Fitbits to be compatible with Pokemon Go, much like the Apple Watch and the uh, Pokemon Go Plus. I don't even mean I want them Fitbits to capture Pokemon or get Pokestops for me. That would be nice. But what I really want is it to count my steps towards my Pokemon Go app. Like, that seems like such an easy thing to do, and I don't understand why they didn't do it. Fitbit is like the top dog as far as fitness trainers out there, and there are so many, and they all count your steps. They tell you how far you've walked. So why hasn't Pokemon Go already partnered up with them so that it can count for your eggs? That's all I want. Like, I don't care about the Pokemon around me. I've caught most of them. I don't care about getting Pokestops. I can do that when I want. I want my Fitbit to count for my eggs when I can't have my phone out. I just feel like that's such a simple thing. Why isn't that there? Well, guys, that's all that I have for Pokemon Go. It's a little more lengthy than I expected it to, but Pokemon Go is a large topic and kind of should have seen it coming. However, I would like to do more of these. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know. I also, like I said, last week in Monday's video, I am trying to take YouTube a little more seriously because it is a lot of fun to do, and I encourage you guys to do it. But one of my steps that I've taken to do that, aside from trying to bring more variety of videos to you guys, like the creepypasta from Friday and now my Sam Rants videos, I also made a Twitter page, and you guys can find that in my uh, description below. I also have it on my channel. Be sure to check it out. Um, so yeah,